guys, so today's video, full face of Makeup Revolution, and have you seen what is going on here? Like, this is some next level base and eyes going on right now. Like, I am really impressed. I forgot how much I actually rate Makeup Revolution products. Like, they do actually have some proper banging products. Before we jump into the video though, please subscribe, because I am sick to death of my YouTube analytics coming back with 65% of your audience is not subscribed. Absolute liberty. Give me a like if you can, that'd be super helpful. Go check out my Insta, go check out my TikTok, you know, all the below. Just a quick heads up, the lashes are the Lash Savage in the style Wanted. Now, with my code Charlotte, all capitals, you can get yourself 10% off. I don't make any money from that, that's just for you lot, because I want you to be able to experience these lashes. Like, I struggle with lashes and, yeah, I don't have to anymore. So, without further ado, let us get into the video. So, I'm sure you've seen the intro. We're going to be doing a little play with Makeup Revolution. So, for the eyes, we are going to be using the Tammy Tropical Carnival palette, and this is how we're looking at the moment. A little bit of a sunset eye. So, yeah, let's get to it. So, staying true, we're going to be using the Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. Obviously, as you all know, I would normally go in with my P. Louise eye base, but we've got to try this out. So just going in to cut my brow and also prime the lid. And I actually do love, as you know, my P. Louise bases to prime with, but this is actually very similar. So this does crease a tiny bit more than the P. Louise base does, but it's nothing really that would stop me using it. It is very similar. It's that sort of like tacky, thick formula that the P. Louise bases are. So it creases slightly, like when like my eye is sort of like just sat, but it doesn't actually crease like once you've got your eyeshadows on or anything like that. So it's not really an issue at all. It is a really good eye base, and I think this is like £5, so really affordable as well. I am going to take this out quite far as well, because as you can see on this eye, I have gone like really quite far out. So I am just going to take it a little bit farther than I normally would. So first off, I'm going to go in with the dark blue shade up here, and I'm taking this on the Buff and Blend and Emma Fleming brush, the O2. So just making sure that it hasn't creased, because if it's creased before you put the shadow on, it's going to stay there. That shadow is going to set that crease in place, so yeah. So this shadow is literally going on my lid and up to my crease. So that is the shape that like I've packed that shadow on, and I'm just going to go in to those edges and buff them out, so that when I go in with my next colour, everything is going to blend out nice and seamlessly. So just using a really light hand, light pressure to go and buff those edges. And yeah, pretty much that'll do for now. So next up, I'm going in with this purple shade here. And going in with my Morphe M433 brush. And that is going right on that blended edge. And I have actually gone in with a bit of a different technique and different like brushes than to what I normally would. I've gone in with sort of like fluffier, not big, they are slightly bigger than what I would normally use, but fluffier brushes and just blending them straight onto the lid. Normally I'm a sort of pack on and blend out sort of gal, but just felt like trying something different today. So as you can see, tiny motions, teeny tiny motions, circular motions, blending that colour. And as you can see, this is like amazing colour payoff. I don't think I've actually used this palette on my channel before, but it is a really, really stunning palette and such fantastic quality as well. And as you can see, I've kept that circular shape as well. I do just want to make sure that I've got it high enough. And then just making sure that there's no sort of harsh edge anywhere. So now I'm going to go in with the pink shade here. And this is on my Zoeva 227, another fluffy flat sort of brush, and that's going straight above that purple. And this pink can go right up to that brow, just there, touching it. Just making sure everything's blended. And next I'm going to go in with this orange, and this is on my PC22 Peaches and Cream brush. And this is where you really start going near those brows. And then it's literally just a case of going in with the yellow on my ME2 brush. And that is going right on that outer edge. So that's our first sort of lay down all the colours on this eye. Now it's time to go back down them and sort of get everything where it should be. I'm going to go back in with that orange, then that pink, then the purple, and obviously you don't have to be too precious with how far you come down here because we will be cleaning that up. And then finally that dark blue again. And then you also just want to make sure that this corner here, the inner part, the inner corner is looking okay too. So just again matching those colours. So I always find now that like you've sort of done all your blending and you're happy with it, it's always good now to go in and have a bit of a clean up, just so you can see exactly what your shape is looking like, because it does just really, really help to see where the look is. So I have just cleaned up there, and now, yeah, can see that it's coming together. So now that we're all cleaned up and we can sort of see where we're at again, I'm thinking that at this corner I need a little bit more orange there, so that the sides are matching. And a smidge more yellow here. So now for the exciting bit is this blue shimmer. So I'm going to take this down here and I'm just going to go in with a flat packing brush. And that is going right on that lid. So I did use a brush for this at first. Ooh, that was my elbow. Yeah, I did use a brush for this at first, just to get that nice sort of shape. Did go in with my finger, just for right down that lid. So now that the eyes are pretty much there, let's start with the rest of the face. So for primer, I have got the iHeartRevolution Hydra Fix Primer. So as you can tell in the name, this is a hydrating primer. And it's sort of like gel-like consistency, so it feels nice and cool on the skin when you put it on. And it does give you that nice hydrated feel to your skin. So just gonna go in and blend this into the skin. So as you can see, lovely and glowy. But it also gives this, I don't know if you can hear it, that like tackiness to the skin as well. Yes, it's just delightful, this stuff. I do actually really like it. I'm also, however, going to go in with another primer. This is the iHeartRevolution Cloud Complexion Primer. And this is like, sort of like a foamy, it feels slightly foamy sort of texture. But that is going on my porous parts of my face, so where I have any sort of like deep pores, I'm putting that there because it does just help to sort of like smooth everything over. So getting right in and making sure that everything is nice and smooth. Again, another really, really nice primer. It's like one of my favourites, but I just don't gravitate towards it like enough as I should. And I don't really hear anybody else talking about it, but it just is like a really, really nice primer. So now that I'm ready to go, I'm going to go in with the Makeup Revolution Fast Base Foundation Stick. Another real sort of oldie. So that is it there. And I have not actually used this in so long. So honestly, I can't really remember what it is about. Can't really remember what it's saying, but I actually really like stick foundations. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. It is an unpopular opinion, but I actually do like them. So far, so good. Blending out nicely. Has a sort of like demi-matte finish. Doesn't feel like weightless on the skin, like I can tell that I've got foundation on. It feels like I've got foundation on. Yeah, it's actually got... Honestly, I didn't remember what this was like whatsoever, but that's actually really nice. I actually like that. I think what I might do is go in with a bit more. Just on my sort of problem areas. And see if it can be layered over. So yeah, looks like it can be nicely built up. I will say that with like this sort of product, like a stick foundation, you do want like a nice sort of like dense but fluffy brush. So this is the Morphe M439. And it just does get everything nice and blended in. So for concealer, we have the Revolution Conceal and Define. So I've got the shade C4 and I've also got the shade C1. So C4 is going to be my like actual conceal shade. So just getting my scarring and any sort of breakouts. Because with a eye look like this, I want something really, really flawless for my base. So that's on, can leave that to sit. And then I'm going to go in with the shade C1. Just to highlight. And this is actually the concealer that I use on like an everyday basis for work because it's cheap, it's cheerful, but it does the job. Like, I don't want to be spending 30 odd quid a time on some really high-end concealers that I have to like wear every day for work. You know what? Work? No, it's not worth it for that sort of money. It's not worth it. Job's a job. Maybe when I win the lottery, but not on my wage. So just going in and blending out that spot concealer first. Because I don't want to be blending out the lighter one and then having it on my brush and going and blending out the rest of my face, because that's just going to transfer it everywhere. So first off, we're going to be blending out my face. And now that that's all done, we can go in and get the high points that lighter shade is on. As you can see, this literally blends out like a dream. Just going back in with my foundation brush to make sure everything is nice and blended out. Don't want any sort of funny areas. And then get in this under eye. It's literally so easy to blend. And it's been sat there for a while, has it not, boys and girls? And again, grabbing that foundation brush to make sure that everything is blended. So I do have like some cream products, but before I go in and put them on, I am just going to set my under eyes, and that is going to be with the iHeartRevolution Peach Scented Baking Powder. Now, I swear by the coconut one, the coconut scented powder, but this one has a slight, can you see? This one has a slight peachy tone to it, which is absolutely amazing for those under eyes, because that peachy tone just cancels out any sort of deep dark under eye. So it's really lovely and brightening. Gorgeous. So I'm only setting my under eye for now because obviously I want to go in with my liquid cream products, but I just really wanted to get that under eye in place. So we will come back to powder, but that just needed to be done, okay? So I didn't have a cream bronzer, so I have just gone in with a different one. But we do have cream blush and cream highlights. So this is the iHeartRevolution Cream Blusher and Lip Tint in the shade Wave. Now it's looking a little bit funky, and I'm just going to take this on my brush. It's a gorgeous colour, and that is going right here on the high points of my cheek. And as you can see, that just blends out really, really lovely. And it sort of leaves like an airbrushed finish to your skin. I think it's because it's possibly part of that like cloud complexion range, you know, like the primer that had that airbrush sort of finish as well. And it always is good to go into the product, tap it off on the back of your hand a bit, just so then it's evenly distributed on your brush. And then you can go in on your cheek. Yeah, that just looks really, really lovely. And then I do also have a liquid highlighter. So this is the Revolution liquid highlighter in Luminous Gold. This is it here. And what I'm going to do is just put a few drops of that on the back of my hand. Wow. That is insane. Literally just pat some onto the tip of my finger. And just go in on that cheek. Yeah. And what I will do is just go in slightly with that blush brush. As you can see, just that lovely, healthy glow to the skin. So now that all my cream products are on, I'm going to go in and set the rest of my face. So again, the peach baking powder. I'm going in on my chin, my nose, and it really does smell gorgeous, does it? Forehead. And of course, I already did under my eyes, but I will just make sure that everything's set. And what I will do is just run some just slightly into the hollow of my cheek. So we are nearly there. I have got the Revolution Bronzer Reloaded in the shade Long Weekend. I'm just going to go in with this on my bronzing brush. Now, I am a little bit sceptical because I haven't actually powdered down this outer perimeter of my face. I've only powdered what you saw, that pretty much that T-zone and under my eyes, so we shall see if this goes on nicely. So I'm just going to pat. Yeah, very nice. That's gone on very, very nicely. Just get my forehead. And then I'll just get my nose. So that is the bronzer on the nose, and then just going in with that peach powder just to get the shape. And then finally, to just add a little bit more shine, we've got the iHeartRevolution powder highlighter in the shade Focus. And that is it here, so super, super gorgeous colour. And I'm hoping that this will not be too dark for me at the moment. Wow, wow. Yeah, that is intense, but also gorgeous. So I do believe it's time to do the under eyes and actually just sort of fix up anything else that's going on here. So now that I've got my base on, I can see that I want to add a little bit more yellow, just to really get everything blended in with the base here. Make sure that everything is still blended here now that my base is on. So I'm really, really tempted for under the eye to actually do this blue shimmer. Really, really tempted actually. Yeah, I think I am gonna. So I'm gonna first off go in on a really tiny smoky brush. This is the number 7 smoky eyeliner brush. And I'm taking that dark blue. And that is going right underneath my eye like so. And then I'm actually going to blend it out with this lighter blue here in the palette that we haven't actually used yet. And actually, yeah, looking at that, I think that is what I'm after. I think it is. So now for my actual inner corner, I'm wanting to go in with this here, which is this like lime green shimmer. And what I'm going to do is wet my brush and take some of this shimmer and get it on that eye. And I'm even going to take it a little bit on my finger. Just to really get it on there. So now to set my face, I'm going in with the iHeartRevolution Face Fix Stop the Clock Rejuvenating Fixing Mist. Wow. That was quite the mouthful. And yes, this does smell of coconut, but I do really, really like it. Coconut is not my favourite scent, but the spray is really, really nice. It doesn't like drench you. And it does just melt everything into the skin. So for my lips, I'm going to go in with the iHeartRevolution lip lining pen. So it's like a pen that has 4 different ones in. It's very snazzy. And I'm going in with like the darkest shade. And then for my actual lipstick, I'm going in with the Makeup Revolution liquid lipstick in the shade Noble. And then in true fashion, I'm going in with the Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Concealer, and this is just a little trick for me to get that sort of ombre lip effect. So I'm going in with that concealer, and it's going right here in the centre of that lip. So while I was waiting for that concealer on my lips to sort of dry down a bit, I did I just did put some lashes on. These are the Lash Savage in the style Wanted, and these are some dramatic lashes, but I feel like this look sort of warrants some mega lashes. So I am now going to go in with the Revolution lip gloss in Unicorn Dream, which is just a shimmer, and that is just to add a little bit of zhuzh to that lip. Just to get that lip looking nice and juicy. So I do believe we are finished. So I'm gonna go off, wash my hands because I have eyelash glue all over them. Do my hair, just get myself together a little bit, and I'll be back to give you my final thoughts. So guys, here we have the finished look, and honestly, this is a little bit of me. The base is looking pretty flawless, I must say. Like, honestly, yeah, this is very it. So we've got a lovely smooth under eye. Bronzer is looking very, very nice indeed. I am a little bit breaky outy at the moment, but I'd like to say that you can't really tell. Like, the coverage of that foundation was fab. The actual way that it sat on my skin is not like really highlighting any sort of texture or anything like that. Same with the concealer, still looking gorge. We've got the blush still coming through. This highlight, like the actual look of this highlight on my skin looks juicy. Like, I am looking very, very nice indeed. I honestly forgot how much I actually love Revolution products. Yeah, honestly, I'm a little bit, I can't believe that I've managed to do all this with something that's like fairly good for money drugstore products. Like, yeah, really impressed. And then there's the eye look to consider, because this is some next level rainbow eye. Like, the blend on those shadows is actually incredible. Yeah, blown away. So guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. If there's any brands that you would like me to do a full face of, let me know. If you have anything that you do want to see, again, it doesn't have to be a full face of, it can be anything. Just pop it below and I will get to it. So here we have it guys. Stay safe, stay well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.